Nikhil, the narrative suddenly seems to have turned. That headline that every 4 days we are throwing up a unicorn was phenomenal. 1 in every 10 unicorns globally was coming from India. Now it suddenly seems that there's a bit of an air bubble. How are you viewing this?
So Rahul, for the lack of a better word, the private markets for a while now have been more expensive than public markets. When retail investors and the public at large experienced a bunch of IPOs which kind of failed, I think people are re-questioning why startups are valued at the level that they are. Cost of money, I think, is going up significantly. The only tool the central banks across the world have to fight inflation is to take interest rates above inflation. And when that were to happen, especially in the West, the amount of money percolating down into India to invest into startups will probably go down. So put cost of capital as maybe twice as much as we had in the past in 1 year from now. I think the valuations they can attribute with that money to startups in India will go down proportionally. And I think we are seeing the first semblance of that in a way. And in my experience, if you go back in time and look at history, cycles where inflation starts going up do not end overnight. I think it will be a long drawn cycle, and hopefully, India does better than the rest of the world in that cycle.
I remember watching your interview with Udayan, and you were circumspect even then, saying that some of what we're seeing, the valuations that are being raised, the fact that there is no clear path to profitability, that this party wasn't making sense to you from the very beginning.
Yeah, at some level, I think you have to be a skeptic of exceedingly costly valuations with no real path to profit. At the end of the day, as a shareholder or an investor in a company, you're putting money into the company to get a return, right? At some point. There were companies which did not know when that point would be, and there were companies which were not even forecasting when that point might be. So it did look like a bubble. Not much has changed today, but everything is cheaper. I don't think it would be fair for me to say that there is no value here. I think there is plenty of value. We have incredible entrepreneurs, a great opportunity, which is India, with our demographics and the growth story. But the question really is, at what price and at what cost do you enter and you get that value?
The markets have seen a lot of turbulence over the past few weeks. How has your business been impacted? Because people suddenly who are very enthusiastic about trading would suddenly be wary about the money that they're losing. A lot of these people jumped onto the retail trading bandwagon late and have probably not seen this kind of turbulence.
Yeah, I would say we are closely coupled with equity markets. When markets go up, we do well, and when markets go down, we don't do well. So our revenue would be down relative to the previous quarters in this quarter. Maybe 15-20%, we'll know at the end of the quarter. The problem with retail, Rahul, is when they're making money, they're constantly doing stuff. They're reallocating, they're diversifying. When they do not make money or they lose a certain amount of money, typical psychology would mean they shut down the computer and do not look at their applications again till they watch on the news that the markets have rallied and something great has happened.